Greg, how you doing?
All right, Damon, how are you?
Can we get your thoughts on the preseason itself as a whole? Where you think the group sort of improved on over
Yeah.
this last, what was it, a month or so? And
Yeah.
where you guys are now heading to next Sunday?
Yeah, I was very pleased with the overall preseason. I thought, today specifically was probably our most disjointed performance of all of the ones in the preseason. But I felt like the guys have been great for all the preseason. I feel like guys have their legs under them. We've dealt with different types of opponents playing with three in the back like we did today. We've played some with four. We played against a diamond. We've played a lot of things. So I think the guys have seen a variety of teams that do things different ways. The last couple of teams like DC are teams that really want to try to press and disrupt. And I thought they did that today for us. We didn't handle that as well as we have done in the preseason. So all in all, I think we're in a good place. I didn't like that we gave up 2 set piece goals today. But we didn't do set pieces this week. That's a little bit because we were separated because we had a midweek game and we had some guys play midweek and then we had this, so we were kind of a divided group this week and we really didn't get into defending live set pieces and doing stuff like that. I thought we were poor both on the attacking and defending side of set pieces today, but we've been much better during the preseason than we were today. But again, I'm very pleased to answer your question with just the preseason. I think the guys are confident. I think they're clear. Like I've said many times, I think we're light years ahead of where we were at the start of last year. Again, I felt like we were a little disjointed today, where our wide midfielders were wide too much, and we kind of lacked numbers in the middle of the midfield, which means we didn't really control the center of the field the way we have done, and we didn't today. And so because of that, I felt like we were a little bit vulnerable at times, but we also just didn't connect very well through the midfield. So that when we don't do that's disruptive to everything we're trying to do. Having said that, we had some good attacks. We scored a couple decent goals, but I didn't think we controlled things the way we have through preseason so far.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Scott French.
Hey, Greg.
Scott.
I wanted to ask you about 4 players, just where we are on them. First one was Costa. Whether we're dealing with visa issues, is that why he didn't play this week, and whether you expect him to be ready next week? We saw Zavaleta doing some running. What is your situation with him? Wondering what the plan is with Carlos Harvey. And lastly, when you started a mostly first-team lineup, it's been Leerdam rather than Araujo, and I'm wondering what you're thinking on that.
Yeah, starting with Douglas, it's been a visa issue. He's transitioning a visitor visa into a work visa. So until that process finalizes, we can't play. So we were hoping we would have it this week. It's usually kind of a 4 to 8 day process, from what I understand. We were on day 5 yesterday and we didn't get it. So we're hoping that obviously Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere like that, we get it. Monday, I think, is the holiday, so we won't see it then. So, so that's his situation. Zavaleta came in middle of this week, looking again just center back depth. We had Sega go down again today, and Derek is just coming back, and obviously Jalen is a young center back with a lot of promise, but we want to make sure it's on his timeline and we're not forcing him into situations. So we're sizing up Eric as a possibility. We'll see how that goes here over the next couple of days as we talk through things. And then Carlos Harvey just got his passport, I think it was, that he was working on today. So he'll be flying in tomorrow. So he'll join the group at the beginning of next week. You mentioned one other, Kelvin and Julian. Yeah. I mean, Julian or Kelvin has actually been, was playing when Julian was away for the national team for 2.5 to 3 weeks. The issue for Jules is while he was away, he didn't really play for Mexico and they didn't really train. So we've been trying to get Jules' fitness back. He basically lost 2.5 weeks of preseason, so we're trying to get his fitness back. So he played 90 minutes on Wednesday, so we could push his fitness. I didn't want to back him up with another 90 minutes today. So Kelvin started it. So, I mean, we feel like we have 2 good right backs, obviously, but Jules, we're just trying to get his get him caught up to speed with the group in terms of his fitness and in terms of just get his sharpness, because he missed a chunk of preseason being away with the national team, and just needs to get up to speed.
Great, thank you, Greg.
Yep.
Next, go to Josh Kesson.
Hey, Greg, sort of to follow a little up on what Scott said. Injuries, Victor Vasquez, Sega Coulibaly, obviously, with what happened to him out on the field. And I think over the weekend we were talking about Barry as well, that he maybe possibly had an injury at the Coachella game. And then if you could update sort of where Williams is.
Okay, let's see. I'll work in that order. Victor, mild calf strain. We kept him out this week. He'll be questionable for opening day. We'll see how this week progresses. It's not a long term. It's a 1 week to 2 week type of thing. But if he progresses this week, then he might be available for the New York match. We don't necessarily think it'll be any longer than that. If he happens to miss that match, we'll see. Let's see. Sega today just landed awkwardly, kind of on his arm there. Arm was a little bit numb. I wasn't sure if it was elbow related or shoulder related. Zero indication as to really kind of what it is, if it was anything of significance or not. I don't have an answer for you on that, so we'll see. Derek trained today. He trained with G2 today. He was in our training session yesterday, so now he's just into kind of returning to play. He's been doing a fair amount of fitness and running and ball work over the last week and change. So now it's just integrating him into full training sessions and then to match play and all that. So I think he'll be somewhat available. It's hard to say he'll be ready to start a game come next week, but I think he'll be available and into the mix as we move forward. Am I missing anyone?
And Barry. Yeah, Barry.
Hamza. Yeah, Hamza separated his shoulder in an action in the New York Red Bulls game. So he would be. Yeah, he's out of the mix for a little while.
All right, that's too bad. Real quick on the transitions. I know we sort of talked about it on Sunday, but this team really seems to get forward and into attacking positions quickly when they're on the break. Yeah. What have you seen this preseason from that, and do you want to see that develop further to taking more chances?
Yes, and today I think, aside from the second goal, I think we had a couple opportunities to break out. We maybe missed the final pass or just missed the link there, but we had a couple. I don't think we defended particularly well today, not like we have done in through the preseason. Again, I think we were too opened up through the middle of the field. And I think when we defend well, we're going to have the capacity to transition well, given the group of players that we have, especially on the attacking half of the field, between the speed, the passers, the clever runners. We can be very dangerous in that. I think, again, today we had some moments for sure. I think in games I expect us to have more of those moments. So I'm pleased with that. I think I mentioned to you last time we spoke that I think that's something that we left on the table last year because we did not defend well. We won too many balls deep in our half of the field, and so we weren't a very consistently effective transition attacking team. And I think that is something we've been much better at in preseason, and something we want to continue to grow at. I think we have a good sense of what we're trying to do when we have the ball, generally speaking, and we go into what we call our set attacks and our organized attacks. But to be able to transition and attack is a huge part of the game that I'm happy with our progress on that side through preseason. We want to continue to build on that.
All right, thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
And we'll go to Andy Diasa next.
Hey Greg, how's it going?
Good, Andy.
I have a quick follow-up on Costa and then a bigger picture question. For Costa, if that visa does come through this week, is he available to play for the home opener, or is it kind of you easing him into the team there?
He would be available to play. I mean, he's still his fitness level is good. He's still in a good position to be able to move forward. We wanted to get him on the field so he could continue to connect with his teammates and get a feel for all of it. Obviously, before you start a season, you'd love to have a couple of games where you can get used to your teammates and get used to the environment and all that. But he's a veteran, he's a pro, and we're going to be patient with his integration, knowing that his upside is phenomenal. I mean, even things that we see are just he's ready to go and he's interested. It's just going to be a question of just pure match fitness that he's going to have to build on as soon as He's going to have to do that through season games, matches. That's just the way this turned out to be, unfortunately.
And Chicharito, obviously seeing him score is great. And he mentioned the other day about Costa, about kind of just taking some of the pressure off, right? And it being more of a team effort. For you, how is it seeing players like Kevin Cabral that have kind of, I think, progressed pretty well in this, early in this preseason, being able to really contribute and not being so reliant on a player like Chicharito or somebody else?
Yeah, again, I think adding another high-quality, sophisticated player like Costa, who I do believe he's going to score goals in this league. He certainly can set up goals. His vision is outstanding. His technical ability and his ability to hit different passes and to hit shots that he can get off instantaneously. I don't know if I've seen many people release a shot as quickly as he does. So all of those things, again, Kevin's growth, which we've talked about, Victor's experience and his final passing, and he's been excellent through preseason, which, unfortunately we missed him today. All these things take pressure off of, one guy having to be the guy. I think it's going to be a team effort as it comes to creating and finishing attacks. And so that's been nice. Again, I will say again what I'm going to say every single press conference. If we defend well, we're going to be a very difficult team to beat. If we defend well, we're going to be outstanding in transition to attack because of the same reasons that I just talked about. So the emphasis for us as a group is just to continue to focus and be very mindful and attentive of that defending side, because we have loads of options and talent on the attacking side.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you. Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.